You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. A 22-year-old black man was attacked by multiple white men who accused him of being a burglar after leaving his girlfriend's home. Now, he was brutally assaulted with serious injuries. DarQuan Jones suffered a broken arm, a broken nose, and 5 broken bones in his face. Joining us right now is Kameron Middlebrooks, president of the Des Moines, Iowa NAACP. Kameron, glad to have you on the show. This is absolutely crazy that these white men attacked him. And he's a burglar, but he's leaving the home?
So he wasn't actually leaving the home. He was attempting to get to his girlfriend's house. She didn't answer the door, and that's when he was approached by these 2 men accused of burglarizing a home or a piece of property. That was not the case. There were no reports to police of any burglary that evening, and that's where the beating began to occur.
This is certainly just, unbelievable. He was pummeled. First of all, how many white men were involved in this?
So at least 2 that we know of.
Okay, and so they attack him. When did this take place?
So this took place early Saturday morning. Quan was on his way to his girlfriend's house to get some sleep before he was going to head to work. The attack occurred right outside of it, or started outside of his girlfriend's home. He got in a tussle with them, was able to get away, and tried to run to a nearby field where he slipped. And that's when they began to put him in a chokehold. And one of the perpetrators began to brutally beat him. They dragged him to a nearby body of water. I would best describe it as a creek. That's when they began to dunk his head underwater. At this time, 2 women who were living in a nearby apartment complex heard the commotion. They came outside trying to figure out what was going on. And that's when they found Quan and these folks tussling. Quan was able to get away from them and cross the creek and get into the safety of these 2 black women that, in my opinion, saved his life. It distracted the group of men in time, just enough to get him to safety.
I have to ask, is the girlfriend black or white?
She's black.
So I wanted to make sure that we didn't have a situation there. Where she lives obviously we're talking about Iowa, but is it mostly whites who live in this apartment complex? Is it racially mixed, or is it predominantly white?
So this area in particular, on the south side of Des Moines, where they do reside, is multiracial. There are mostly moderate to low-income families, but obviously it is Des Moines, Iowa. African Americans only account about 13% of the entire population in the city.
So they think he's a burglar. So they believe that they're cops? This sort of sounds like, to me, like what we just discussed with Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia, where, you think he's robbing something, so therefore you now have the right to chase the person out and beat the hell out of him.
Exactly, Roland. When I first heard about it, this occurred actually 2 days after we experienced a cyber attack with our Civil Rights Commission and our Des Moines City Council, where racial slurs were railed off at that time. To me, it just shows an escalation of racial tension, not only in Des Moines, but across this country. Like you said, it's basically the same rundown as Ahmaud Arbery and so many others, where folks are accused of whatever crime as a reason or excuse to commit a crime themselves.
Are these 2 men free, or are they under arrest?
They're still free. They're still at large right now. We have not heard any leads from the police department as of yet.
Now, were these 2 men living in the apartment complex?
We do not know.
But they still have not been caught?
They still have not been caught.
Do they know? Do they have a sketch out, photos of these individuals?
Roland, they don't have any of that yet. The 2 women, I think, probably had the best look at them, more so than Quan did. But they were quite a few distance away. The lady told me roughly about 25 yards. It was dark, the middle of the night, and it's near a forested area. So I'm not sure exactly what they were, how clear of a look they were able to get But at this time, there are no leads, and the entire community is waiting for the police department to find justice.
All right, Kameron Middlebrooks, President, Des Moines, Iowa, NAACP. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you for having me.
Reese Colbert, I want to go to you again. We talk about this case, Ahmaud Arbery. We can talk about Breonna Taylor. Again, what you have is you got white folks in this country, in the case of Taylor, obviously those were cops, who have this belief that, oh, we can chase down black folks with impunity.
Absolutely. I think what I want to tell to the white folks out there, if you're watching, black people don't want nothing from you, okay? Every black person out there is not trying to steal. Most of us go to work. We buy what we need with our paychecks. Here you have a man who was, just trying to get some rest at his girlfriend's house before going to work, and he gets brutalized. And I hate to steal from Erica and Dr. Carter, who say this all the time. These are modern-day slave patrols. These men have deputized themselves to harass and attack black people. It's happened to this gentleman in Iowa. We saw the same situation with the FedEx driver that we're going to talk about later in the show. We saw it with Travis Miller, even though there wasn't violence involved. You have all of these people, including Ahmaud Arbery, where these folks are trying to, they're inciting great violence on people just off of the suspicion, just because of their preconceived racist notions. Or on the other hand, it could just be that they're just violent thugs, savages, who are using this whole burglary defense as a pretext to attack without any warning and without any cause black people who are just living wild black. Either way, it has to come to a stop. And it's very disturbing that these people are still at large.
Erica.
Yeah, I agree with Reese. And in the piece, it talked about that perhaps these two things were either drunk or high. I'm going to tell you what they're drunk or high off of is this faux religion of white supremacy. And when we continue to see this playbook of how to harm black life and literally not be held into account, we really see how it's just an allegation. And what Reese said, it is not largely because black people are walking around looking for something to, inciting violence. It's those individuals who feel themselves to be supreme, egged on by their leader, who is the son of a Klansman, Donald John Trump Jr., feeling like they have the wherewithal to ask a black person, what are they doing in their neighborhood, or either what are they doing just standing around white black, and then demanding of them to be told about what they're doing, and then to go about making allegations that unfortunately sometimes lead to the chase and the violent verbal harm of a black person. And so as we continue to see these events unfold, whether they're captured on camera or whether they're told by a second or third hand person, a decision has got to be made about what the response is going to be largely around it. And that is the thing that I think that Bob and Karen and the rest are really fully not prepared for.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. This is the Ceek VR headset created by Mary Spiel, the sister. We had her on the show. Black woman. She actually is the inventor of this particular headset. And so what happens is you just simply place your phone right into here, and then of course close it up, and then go to their website and then their app, and you can actually experience the comedy showcase. And so they have these headsets, these VR headsets on their site, Ceek.com, for sale. Then also they have these 4D 360-degree headphones. First of all, I love the two stuff because they're in black and old gold, my frat colors. But these are awesome because for gamers, it comes with detachable headset, and again, folks, it gives you 360-degree sound. Amazing sound. If you want to buy these, you have a promo code you can use. This is just for our followers, and it is RMVIP2020. RMVIP2020. Put that promo code in if you want to buy the headphones, buy the VR headset. You get that discount to buy it. They're amazing. So Ceek.com, RMVIP2020. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.